Global stances on the Iran-Israel-USA conflict, an analytical overview. The escalating conflict between Iran and Israel, with the heavy involvement of the United States, has divided the international community. Different global powers and regional blocs maintain diverse positions based on their strategic, economic, and geopolitical interests. 1. Russia, the strategic partner of Iran. Russia maintains a complex but close strategic partnership with Iran, especially in military cooperation. Stance. Russia generally calls for maximum restraint, but often blames U.S. foreign policy for the destabilization of the Middle East. Analysis. Russia benefits from the U.S. being distracted in the Middle East, as it shifts focus away from the Ukraine conflict. However, a full-scale war is not in Russia's interest due to potential instability in its southern borders. 2. China, the economic mediator. China has emerged as a significant diplomatic player in the region, recently brokering a peace deal between Iran and Saudi Arabia. Stance. China consistently advocates for a ceasefire and a diplomatic solution. It emphasizes the importance of the two-state solution for the Palestinian issue as the root cause of the regional tension. Analysis. China's primary concern is energy security. As a major importer of Iranian and Arab oil, any disruption in the Strait of Hormuz would deal a massive blow to the Chinese economy. 3. The European Union, EU, the Balancing Act. European nations like France, Germany, and the UK, the E3, find themselves in a difficult position. Stance. They strongly condemn Iran's direct attacks on Israel and support Israel's right to security. However, they are also critical of any disproportionate Israeli response that could lead to an all-out war. Analysis. Europe fears a massive wave of refugees and a global energy crisis. They prioritize reviving diplomatic frameworks like the JCPOA, the Iran nuclear deal, to contain the situation. 4. The Arab world, a divided front. The reaction from Arab nations is perhaps the most nuanced. Stance. Countries like Jordan and Saudi Arabia have expressed concern over Iranian expansionism and have even assisted in intercepting drones for regional stability. However, they are also under immense public pressure to condemn Israeli military actions in Gaza. Analysis. Most Arab monarchies view Iran as a long-term threat, but fear that a regional war would destroy their ambitious economic projects, like Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030. 5. The Global South and India. Nations in the Global South, including India, maintain a more neutral, pro-peace stance. Stance. India calls for dialogue and diplomacy, emphasizing the safety of the millions of expatriates working in the Middle East. Analysis. For these nations, the conflict is viewed through the lens of economic survival, specifically regarding oil prices and trade routes. Critical summary. Justice Hermitage perspective. From a one-law-for-all perspective, the global response highlights a clear double standard. While some nations are quick to condemn certain violations of sovereignty, they remain silent on others. This analytical overview shows that international stances are rarely guided by pure justice, but are instead driven by national interests and power dynamics.